Small business plan. One of the most important tasks to carry out when you are planning to launch a brand new small business is to take time to prepare a fully functional small business plan. Strategy formulation is a fundamental process that identifies the critical areas to be addressed and sets the priorities for the business across an agreed strategy period. By focusing on the key areas that are identified as part of this process, the effective manager and business owner ensures laser-like focus in achieving results. The small business plan integrates and aligns all the business activities around these critical areas and ensures that all effort is targeted, contained, and understood by everyone in the business. Having a plan is critical. It ensures that the right things get done within the time frames allotted and allows for the emergence of new initiatives when the plan is reviewed. This review period should be in keeping with the rates of change that the business encounters around the factors experienced in both its internal and external environments. Given that this is clearly understood and that any gaps in capability have been identified, the small business plan is written with 7 critical components in mind. Determine where you are now. This is simply a list that identifies and spells out where the business currently finds itself in relation to a particular critical issue. An example might be sales and marketing. For instance, the list in bullet point form spells out what is being done at present in relation to these activities. All critical issues facing the business should be analyzed in turn. Project where you want to be across the time frame. This is a second list that identifies where the business should be in relation to the critical issue being addressed. Using the same example of sales and marketing as above, this list spells out what the end picture should look like in relation to these activities across the business plan time frame. Objectives. By analyzing the gaps between the two lists we have created, we are able to identify the main objectives that must be achieved to fulfill our vision across the agreed time frame. These gaps must be managed well as part of the business performance management process and the business development and risk management profile. Every business is going to be different, so think about anything that you need to spend money on to get it running. The next step you must consider is, how are you going to get this startup money? Are you going to go to a bank for a loan? Are you considering finding a partner that can cover the costs with the agreement you can buy out the company later down the road? Do you want to talk with a wealthy family member about your business? Any way you choose to get the money doesn't matter. Tasks should be made into bite-sized pieces. Once this is done and each task is completed, it will inevitably lead to the objective being achieved, and everyone can see how their particular task and its completion fit into the bigger strategic picture. Deadlines. All of the tasks assigned must have strict deadlines that are agreed and adhered to by all people involved. Keeping each other accountable is an important dimension in pushing for high performance in the effective and successful small business. Interrelated tasks must be identified and critical paths for their completion established. This article gives you an explicit overview of what a business plan should contain. Of course, business models vary and you should be looking to vary the plan to meet the exacting needs of your own business. Reporting. All of the objectives and tasks spelled out in a business plan will quite likely have glitches arise as part of the implementation of the plan. Part of a successful business plan rollout includes keeping a regular, updating reporting mechanism in place so that potential problems can be addressed and emerging opportunities can be exploited. Therefore, follow-up and reporting must be conducted on a regular basis to ensure the success of the plan.